Kakadosh Boker Tov. We're just continuing with the Halachot of Amirah Legoy. If you remember, we were speaking about that there's two different aspects of Amirah Legoy. There's the Amirah and then the Hana'ah. Amirah means that you're the telling to the Goy, instructing him of what to do, and then there's the Hana'ah, the benefiting of it, which means that even if a person did not transgress the telling over, for example, it was done in a hinting form, or he didn't say anything, and the Goy did it on his own accord, it is still prohibited to benefit from it, unless there's certain circumstances where we will explain where one can benefit from the Goy's work. Even though the Goy comes and he's going to turn on the light by his own accord, without you telling him anything, and therefore again, you did not did not transgress the Isur of Amirah Legoy, nevertheless, you're not allowed to benefit. But you do not need to leave the room, which means that you could actually stay in that place, in that vicinity. There is a midat chasidut to turn your face away from there, but you're allowed to stay in the room, and only something, and you're even allowed to go to that room. The only thing is that you're not allowed to do is you're not allowed to do anything which you couldn't have done previously, which means that if beforehand you weren't able to read, so now you cannot read. He turned it on for you, yes, but you're not allowed to benefit. This is called benefiting, so you cannot read. So therefore, in all these cases, right, you do not need to leave the room, but as we already mentioned, right, you're not allowed to do anything which you couldn't have done previously. There will be certain cases also which you have to rebuke him, which we will speak about also in the future. Another important halacha is as follows. What happens if the Goy comes and he sees that the light is on, and by mistake he turns it off? Sometimes this happens whether it's in a hotel room, or sometimes this happens in your house, and you told the cleaner, listen, right, you leave everything the way it is. All of a sudden she comes and she turns off the light. She thought she was doing you a favor, but she did, or she mistakenly turned off the light. She wanted to make it better, and then she comes and she turns off the light. So says the halacha, if she comes and she turns on the light again, right, you are allowed to benefit from this light. And the reason why is because when they are doing this, they are fixing their own mistake. Not only that, you could actually even tell them that. So for example, let's say the cleaner comes and she turns off the light, and that you already previously told her, don't touch any of the lights. And now all of a sudden it comes, and you tell her, 1 second, why did you turn off the light? She goes, I forgot. She comes and she turns on the light. You're allowed to benefit. Why? Because she's not turning on the light for you. She's fixing her own mistake. She made the mistake, and therefore since she made the mistake, when she's coming and she's turning on the light, she's turning it because of the mistake that she made. Not because she went and she was turning on the light for you. The opposite, she turned off the light for you. But since she's fixing her own mistake, you're allowed to benefit from it. So this is very, very important. This happens many times, whether it's going to be in hotels or in other things as well, where you tell them, listen, you're giving them instructions, I want all the lights on with my room, whatever I left on, and all of a sudden the cleaning crew, they come in the morning and they turn off the lights, and then you go to the front desk and you said, I don't understand. I told you guys to leave the lights on in the room, whatever was on. I'm sorry, sir, they must have not known. And then they come and they turn it on. You're allowed to benefit from those lights because they are fixing their own mistake and not that they are doing something for you.